Hello, and welcome back to the CDOT Permit Portal video training series. In this video, we will be reviewing the Occupy Right-of-Way permits, specifically barricades, equipment, and temporary driveways permit application. There's a PDF version of this training available for download at the conclusion of this video for your convenience. All the information in this video, as well as additional training for other online permit applications, is available at the CDOT training site at cdot.cgnglobal.com. You may use any of the standard browsers, such as Chrome, Firefox, or an updated version of IE, to access this permit portal. Let's start. Open up your favorite browser, and in your browser address bar, enter the URL cityofchicago.org/CDOT. This will take you to the CDOT homepage. In the center of the page, you will see Featured Services and Programs. At the end of the first line, you'll notice an online permit portal icon. Clicking this icon will take you to the online permit portal sign-in page at ipi.cityofchicago.org/profile. You will sign in here using the username and password you created during registration. If you've forgotten the login that you created, you can click here, Forgot Password, and you'll have the opportunity to provide the email that you used during registration. Enter it here and you'll receive an email with a link that will allow you to change or update your password. Going back to the sign-in page. Sign in with your username and password and click the Sign In button. If you haven't created an account yet, you will need to do so before proceeding. You will first see your dashboard page. Since this is a new account, the dashboard is blank and you don't see any permit applications listed here yet. An established account on which several permit applications have been created will look like this. There's several filtering mechanisms on the left. You can sort by application checks, applications in review. You can select only those that are incomplete. You can search on a key term, or you can search only for permits. You can even sort by date. Let's return to our dashboard page. To begin creating our permit application, click the Create New button and select Permit Application. Here is a list of all of the permit application types available to us. The first two are Department of Public Health, so we'll disregard those for now. The next 7 are all CDOT permit application types. You may not see all 7 types if you do not have the appropriate licenses. We will be creating an Occupy Public Right-of-Way permit application this morning. So let's go ahead and click here to begin. One note, you will not see this as an option unless you have the appropriate licensing in order to be able to create this permit application. Let's start. The second step after you select the application type is the applicant's page. You will see yourself as an applicant listed, and then you will be able to add subcontractors by clicking on this button. Click here, and you may add the company name that you're using as a subcontractor, the primary phone and email, the first line of the address, and the city and state. Don't forget the zip, and click Save. We see options here. When necessary, a screen is displayed to allow you to choose from different options that fit your entry closely. In this case, we will select this one. Confirm or re-enter if none of these are correct. Confirm. And you will see the new entry for subcontractor in this data line. You may edit it from here or remove it altogether. And you can add additional subcontractors with a new pop-up form. In this case, we'll cancel and proceed to the next step. Basic job information is the third step. Enter the project name. There's a limit to 30 characters for your project name. Select the activity type, barricades, equipment, and temporary driveways today, but you may also select traffic light pole use, utility pole storage, media parking, manhole access, public place obstruction, or moving van parking. Select barricades and add the description of work. Please be as detailed as possible. You may enlarge this if you'd like more space to enter information. As always, you can click the question mark icon to get more information at a field level. Click Next Step. In the application information, you will be adding emergency contact information as well as any city contract or ordinance information that relates to the specific permit. Let's add a contact. Click Emergency Contact and a pop-up will display. If you begin entering an emergency contact name, any previously entered emergency contacts will pop up as well that you can select. Click Add Emergency Contact Information. You will see a data line populated with the information entered. In this section, you will enter city contract information or ordinance information only if the project that this permit applies to is completing a specific city contract or is in connection with a specific ordinance. At each point, you can click the question mark to get more information on what is requested for a specific field. This is not a required section of the permit application. Continue to Next Step. Step 5, Occupy Information. You will notice at this point that there is a remark on the screen that shows that your application has been saved to the dashboard, and if for any reason you would need to exit the portal at this point, you could return to your dashboard and access it to edit and update it from that point. You can locate it from the project name you entered at the beginning, or you can also locate it from this application number. To continue, click the drop down and select whether this permit will be construction or maintenance related. We'll pick construction for our purposes. Click Add Location, and a pop-up will display where you can enter the street number, direction, street name, and suffix, and the type of closure that you are requesting related to the permit. Today we will be entering 101 to 161. Add the direction, the street name, and the suffix at this point. So we will select West, Wacker. You may begin typing and then select from the suggestion box. Select the suffix, and then select the kind of closure that you need. In this case, we will select partial street closure and continue. If there's additional information to add, please add it. Review the pop-up information and click Add Location. You will get a pop-up of the map that displays the address you entered, and you may use the viewer bar to get a close-up view of the address you located to confirm its correctness. If you need to re-enter, you may do so. Otherwise, confirm and continue. We'll confirm. Here we see our address listed on the application as we entered it. You may edit or delete it. You may add another location. Here you can add barricades, operating equipment storage, work vehicles, or temporary driveways as needed for this permit application. Let's go into the first one, barricades. Select the placement of the barricade, which would be in a curb lane. Enter the length, the purpose of the obstruction, the start date, end date, original start date. Click the question mark icon to find that the original start date only needs to be entered if it is different from the start date you entered previously. In this case, we don't. Click Add Barricades. Here you see the information you just entered displaying as a data line here where you can edit or delete it as needed. You may add additional barricades as well. Next, adding operating equipment. The pop-up displays fields for placement, length, equipment stored, start and end date, and the original start date. The placement we will select from alley, bike lane, curb lane, sideway or parkway, full or partial closure, or traffic lane. We will select curb lane, length 20 feet, equipment stored will be generator, start date December 1st through the 4th, and the original start date is the same, and that is the addition of operating equipment. If you need to add work vehicles, this is the pop-up that will display, including placement, length, type of vehicle, license plate number, license state and county, start date, end date, and of course the original start date if absolutely necessary. And click Add Work Vehicles. The temporary driveways pop-up asks only for the width, the start and end date, and add temporary driveways. So here you can see what it would look like if you added each type of activity on your permit application. Click Next Step to continue. Step 6, legal agreements. On this page, you will be certifying that you have personally examined and are familiar with everything that's been entered on this permit application, as well as stating that you understand that by clicking the box for I agree or I accept, you are providing your signature in an electronic form on this document. Click Submit after you check. You cannot proceed without checking off the box. Click Submit. Here we have our final step in our permit application process, and this is the status page. Here you will see a notification that says the application is currently under review by CDOT. We can cancel the permit if we need to at this point, and it will no longer show on our dashboard, or we can click in to set up parking restrictions. Before we do that, let's review this page. We have the basic application information. Here we have a section called Reviews, which shows a list of the reviews that the City of Chicago, CDOT, will be conducting on our application. This gives a list of the important dates for the application. And here are the sections that we entered through this process: the applicants, the basic job information, the application information, any ordinance and contract information, and of course the Occupy specific information, where we added the overall location as well as barricades, the operating equipment, work vehicles, or temporary driveways, or any combination of those 4 activities that you may need to add to this permit application. We can click this Return to the Top link. If you decide that parking restrictions are required for the implementation of this work, click into Manage Parking Restrictions, and we can create a request for parking restriction called a service request. Here you can open up a parking restriction by entering the street number from and to where you need the parking restriction enacted. In this case, we'll only do a portion of the 101 to 161 West Wacker Drive. The side of the street will be the north side. Posting date will begin the 5th of December only through the 6th of December that weekend. Posting time to begin after working hours at 6 p.m. to the following morning at 5 a.m. Purpose is equipment moving. Any special instructions, and as always, you can click the question marks for additional field information. Click Add Service Requests. Here you see the data line that summarizes what was just entered. You may view, edit, or delete it here. You may add additional service requests for a different time or a different location. Let's view our permit status. Here you will see, if you go to the bottom of the page, a related service request has been added with the information we supplied, 101 to 141, and the dates and times. Again, return to the top. You may return home and view the dashboard to see our Occupy right-of-way permit application is in place on our dashboard. You can click this link here, or this link will take you to the permit status page. You may open up a summary section that will give you the current status of your permit application by clicking either this small permit icon or the plus and minus icon at the edge of the permit application display. Here's the status messages that will let you know where your permit application is in the process. We'll close that. This completes the overview of the Occupy permit application. As always, go up to your name, click the drop down, and sign out when you have completed your work for the day to return to the sign-in page. Don't forget to revisit CDOT training website at cdot.cgnglobal.com, where you can view additional videos that take you through other types of permit applications step by step. Also find the latest updates on our permit portal progress, as well as helpful tips and user guides to assist you in using the site. Please complete the survey at the conclusion of this video and let us know if you have any questions or comments so that we can help you better prepare for this innovative and time-saving permit process.